Hello guys, welcome to a new video. In this video, we are going to build a name gender predictor using Python. This is a very simple but very fun project to build, especially for beginners. If you are new to machine learning, this will be a good project to add it to your portfolio. And yeah, this is how it looks like. And this is we are going to build. We will build a gender predictor pipeline. Sorry, it is a model, and I named it gender predictor pipeline. Let's try running this model. So here I will provide a name. For example, I will give Johan, and I will run the code. And as you can see, it will predict male. And if I give something else, for example, let's say Mary, and if I run it, it will predict the name gender of a name, female. So this is we are going to build. This is a fun project. You can make it into an API after you build this model, and you can do many things with this. You can build an app, a fun simple app if you want. So without any delay, let's get started. And before starting, if you are not subscribed to my channel, make sure to subscribe and press the like button. And one more thing is that if you don't know anything about machine learning, you will have some difficulties in understanding the things that I'm saying, because this is not a crash course or anything. I will just explain the code, and you can just code along with me. So if you are pretty new to machine learning, use ChatGPT as a guide, and you can just ask ChatGPT that what is this code doing, and you can just copy paste the code to ChatGPT and it will explain to you in detail. So without any delay, now let's get started. So we will use a platform called Google Colabs, powered by Google itself, and we will use that to develop our machine learning model, machine learning project. And we are not going to use any offline library installation or anything. We will just use Google Colab, so it will be much easier for you to follow along. So let's just search Colab Google and Google Colab, whatever it is. Just open the first link, and you can see interface like this. Here we can create our new notebook, and it will take some time. Yeah, let's wait. Yeah, okay, now our new notebook is open. Now let's do one thing. We need to connect. After only connecting, we will be able to upload our dataset, name dataset. And of course you can find the name dataset from my GitHub uh, repository. I will give the link in the description. You can find the name dataset.csv here. You can just download it and use it inside the project. And if you don't want to use this name dataset, you can create your own. You can provide whatever names that comes into your mind. Actually, this name dataset it's pretty small. There are only around 200 something names inside this dataset. So this is an open source project. So you can contribute to this open source project by adding more names to this name dataset. You can just fork this project and add more names into the dataset like this, with the name and the gender. Also make sure to uh, follow the pattern here. Don't add like male and name here. Just first add name, after that add gender. So that's it. And after you download the dataset, now we can go to here, this folder icon. Just click this upload button here, and from here you can upload your file, I mean the dataset. Now you can see here the name dataset. So the first and foremost thing that we are going to do is data cleaning. Okay, so for that we will use our pandas library. If you don't know pandas, it is a data manipulation library used to pre-processing data. I mean, we will need to do some data cleaning when working with machine learning projects. So we will use pandas library. You can learn more about it in YouTube, or you can use ChatGPT to uh, understand how it works. So we will use pandas, import pandas as pd. And you can just click this play button here, or just click control enter to run the code. And to create a new code snippet, you can just press control and mb. It will create another place for you to code. and you will not be needing to run this import code again and again if you do like this. Okay, so here we will load our data frame. We will call our dataset data frame, or you can name it anything you want. I am just going to go with df. It's a short of data frame, and it will be we will now load it using our pandas. The code is pd dot read csv, sorry, csv. It is the format of our data, and we will provide the name of the data set here. Name data set dot csv. If I run this, yeah, now our data set is loaded into the program. Now we can just see the shape of our data set. As you can see, there are two columns and 291 rows. Two columns is our name and gender, and there are 291 data in our data frame. If you want, you can also see the data here. You can use head df dot head, and it will show the first five elements. In our case, there are John, Mary, Michael, Jennifer, David, and the gender, name and gender. Okay, so that's it. Now we can create a new code snippet here. Now we need to do one thing. First of all, we need to convert our names to lowercase, because uh, it's better to do that way for machines to get more accuracy. So let's do that first. So this is the code that we needed in order to convert every rows in the name to small letters. So df.name equals df.name dot str dot lower, and now after that we can just try our df.head again. Yeah, as you can see, now our very first capital letter is changed to small letter. Not only first, if there are any uh, if for example if j and h is capital, it will change it everything into small letters. So we done it. Now let's go to our next part. Our next part is to convert this male and female into numerical values, because our computer systems will not understand string values. We need to convert it into numeric values. So we can use other methods, but it's better since we only have two data, male or female. We can just assign 0 for male and 1 for female. If it's 0, we can consider the name as male, and if it's 1, we can consider the name as female. So in order to do that, we can do df gender equals df gender, sorry, dot map. Inside this, add a curly braces, and for male we will provide 0, and for female we will give 1. Yeah, that's it. Now we can just print that head and see how's our data. As you can see, we converted the male to 0 and female to 1. Okay, so we done text lowering and gender values to numeric values. Okay, now, sorry, our next step is to drop all the duplicates. If there are any duplicates, we can drop it, so it will not affect our accuracy of the code, accuracy of our model. So in order to do that, we can do one thing: df equals df dot drop duplicates, and it will drop our duplicates. So you can see here we had around df dot shape. Here we had 291 data. Now after What happened here? Sorry, okay, it is just typo, duplicates. Okay, as you can see here we have 291 data, and after dropping the duplicates we can now print the shape again. If there are any duplicate, it will be decreased. Okay, so as you can see there are, now it's 286, so there is around 5 duplicates data. So we dropped all the duplicates data. Now we all have unique data in our data set. Okay, now we can create a train test split. If you don't know what test split is, watch some videos in YouTube. You can find so many videos. And if you don't want to watch videos, use ChatGPT or Google. ChatGPT is much efficient when you want to learn something, or you can use just Google what is train test split. So let's import train test split. It is a is provided by the sklearn library itself. So from sklearn, and if you don't know what sklearn is, it's a library provided by no library used for machine learning. So if you don't know that too, make sure to learn it. And I think if you're watching this video, you will have a little understanding of what some uh, sklearn and pandas etc are. So from sklearn, import train test split. Using train test split, we will split our data set into training and testing parts. We will use 80% of data to train and 20% of data to test our model. So after that, after doing this, we can just do one thing. We need to separate the name and gender into two variables. So I will use x for name. X will be our input and gender will be our output. So we will use name is our input, so we will provide the name here. And for y we will use df gender, because gender is our output. Gender is the data that we need to get after providing the name. So after that we will create x trained, x test, y trained, and y test. As you can see, I have given the x as a capital letter and y as a small letter. It is a common practice in when writing this code. So don't think that is a issue or anything. You can give capital letter if you want. It is a common practice. That's it. That's it. So after that, we can use train test split, and we can provide our x, y, and test size equals 0.2, means our test size will be 20% of our data, and 80% will be used to train our data. So that's it. After that we need to use random state. It will this random state is used for consistency, or else the data will change every time we run this code. If you use random state, you can give any values here. 42 is a standard value. You can give any values here. If you don't give this, the data will the values of x train, x test, y train, y test will change whenever we run this code again and again. So that's it. As you can see, now we will show you what is x train. If I print x train, it will, okay, train test split is not defined. Did we run this code? Train test split. Okay, now if I run this, okay, as you can see, this is our x train. It choose some random parts from our data set. 80% of our random 80 random 80% from the data set, and assign it to the x train. So you can see some names here. And if I print x test, you can see the gender values randomly selected. X test. Sorry, that's an issue. What happened here? X test should be okay. Something happened here. Mm, okay, sorry. It is the test. We need to use white train because we are checking the training data. Okay, as you can see, this is our genders here. Oh, that's an issue. The genders are in letters. I mean string format. We converted it into integer formats. So what's happening here? Let's try printing df here. Okay, there is a issue. So let's see what happened. df. What happened here? What happened? What happened? So something is not right. Uh, so we need to fix it before going forward. Df gender map, male female, df head. So what's happening here? Let's try running all the code again. You can go to runtime and click run all. Okay, as you can see now it's ready. I think it's an issue with the platform Google Colab itself. So now it's okay. So now let's try white rain. White rain. Okay, as you can see now we can see ones and zeros here, and it will be the same for uh, white test. White test. It will be some ones and zeros. This X test and Y test is used for testing our model, and X train and Y train is used for training our model. X train will be some random names, which will be 80% of the data set, and Y train will be the values, I mean zeros and ones, gender values, and it will also be 80%, and X text will be 20%, and Y test will be 20%. Okay, now that's it. We created our X train and Y train. So our next step is to convert our names, I mean the input into numerical values, or you can see vector into vectors. So our computer systems can understand what it is. It can't, we can just pass a name like John or any name and just expect computer to understand what it is. We need to convert the names into vectors or matrices. So we will use a library called tfid vectorizer in order to do that, and we will use multinomial NB algorithm to train our model. Multinomial NB is a very commonly used naive Bayes algorithm. And for example, I can say one use case is email spam detection. Naive basis multinomial NB is used for email spam detection in our Gmail app and all. And we will use that for this case because it's pretty similar. As you can see, if you when we look at the our data set, consider this is email and this gender is value. Look at the whether the email is spam or not spam. Okay, so there are only two values, so we can use the same algorithm here. So that's it. So now let's import uh, tfid vectorizer and multinomial NB from sklearn. So from sklearn dot future extraction import, sorry, feature extraction dot text import tfid vectorizer. Try running it, make sure it's the correct path, and after that we will need our algorithm from sklearn dot naive bias. Multinomial NB is a naive bias algorithm. Import multinomial NB. Try running it. Okay, both of them are working. It's imported correctly. Now let's create a new code snippet here. And here we can, okay, we also need one thing. We need a pipeline. Because we are using a pipeline because whenever we pass in new data after training our model, we will be needing to convert it into vectors. So if we use a pipeline, we can automate the process. We will not need to do it again and again. So also we can also import pipeline from sklearn. From sklearn dot pipeline import pipeline. If you are a beginner, you will find it a bit difficult to understand. So make sure to, okay, there's a typo here. Make sure to watch some videos, and if you don't know what that I'm doing, you can just follow along, and after that you can copy and paste each code snippet to ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT what it means. Okay, so now we have imported our everything for our training and data conversion, name data vectorization. So now create a pipeline. We can create a pipeline. So pipeline, we can create, you can call it whatever name you want. Just call it pl equals pipeline and brackets and square brackets. Inside square brackets, first we will need to convert our name, the data provided by the user, into a uh, numerical value or a vector, you can say. And after that we will need to train the data. Okay, so now first do vectorizing. So, okay, let's provide a name here, vectorizer. You can provide whatever name you want here. After that, a comma, and we can use our dfid vectorizer here. Okay, after that, a comma, and for next we will use our classifier. We will name, you can name whatever it you want. I'm using classifier because it is a classifying algorithm. So classifier, classifying, there are, if you don't know what a classifier algorithm is, classifier means it's one of two, or it's one of from a category. Okay, in our case it's either male or female, so we are using a classifier algorithm. Multinomial NB is a classifier algorithm, so I am just naming it classifier, and provide our multinomial NB. That's it. Now we have created our pipeline. Try running the code. Control Enter. Okay, it's perfect. Now we can do the training. Okay, let's press Control and B. Now we can use PL to train our data, train our model. PL.fit, fit is the uh, function user to train our data. So inside this fit, we will provide our X train and Y train. Okay, if I run this code, it will use our X train and Y train to train our model. Okay, we are using, as you can see, first it will vectorize the data. I mean, it will convert our input data, which is X train, into vectors, into a vector. Okay, to numerical data that computer can understand. After that, it will use our multinomial NB to train our model. So let's try running it. Okay, our model training is completed. As you can see, it's very quick because our data set is very small. So now let's check our score. We need to find the score, how's the accuracy of our data model. For that, you can use pl dot score, and you can just pass our test data here. x test and y test. As you can see, our score is 63 percentage. It's pretty low, but not bad. We can auto tune our model in order to improve our accuracy. You can I have done some tuning in our TFD vectorizer, so you can just use it, or you can do your own tuning. If you don't know what tuning is, make sure to learn it. Okay, for tuning I will use analyzer equal to char and ngram, sorry, ngram range 2 and 3. I don't know whether you understand this or not. And so we are just doing one thing. We are just analyzing our data in a character level. When converting to a vector, we are analyzing data into character level, and ngram range is something that it will what I can say, it will consider a sequence. It will follow a sequence of two characters and three characters as features when constructing the matrix. I mean the TFID vector matrix. It will follow a sequence of two and three characters. So that's it. And I'm sure that you didn't understand this very much if you are a beginner. So make sure to, again, I am telling this again and again, make sure to chat GPT it or Google it. Okay, so now let's run this code again. We can train the model again. Now let's check the score. As you can see, the score gradually increased. It's 82 percentage now. It's a very big difference. Now we can do our predictions. Now let's create a new code snippet, and we can pass a data here. I will just name it name, and inside name I will just say our data Johan, or just give uh, something different. What about Johan? And we can use our pipeline to predict the data. PL dot predict and pass the name. If the output is 0, the name will be male name. If it's 1, it will be a female name. Okay, as you can see, it's a male name. Johan, it's a male name. Now we can provide a female name here. Let's say I don't know much. I don't know so many female names. Let's say Sabrina. Sabrina. Make sure it's small letter. We can uh, Sabrina. Okay, it's a female name. Okay, it says female name. If you are getting data in capital letters, make sure to convert it into a small letter before passing it into our predict, because it will give more accuracy, because our dataset is all in small letters. So we will need to make sure that our providing input data is also in small letters, so it will give more accurate results. Okay, now our model is completed. We have created our project. So finally, we have one more thing to do. We need to save the trained model. So we will not be needing to train it again and again. Okay, so we can create the trained model into a separate file. So to do that, we need to import a separate library called joblib. So import joblib. Try running it. Perfect. Now we can use this code joblib dot dump, provide our pipeline pl, and you can give a name for your model. In my case, I'm just giving gender predictor dot pkl is the uh, extension we need to give for our model. And after we run this, it will create a new file called gender predictor.pkl. Just go. Okay, as you can see, gender predictor.pkl. Now we can use this file in order to predict a given name gender. We don't need to do all this code again and again. After that, after creating this gender predictor.pkl, we can just use this instead of using doing data cleaning and training or creating pipeline, etc. Okay, now let's try that. Now create a new snippet and we can create a new variable load model, or we can say loaded model. Okay, equals job lib dot load. You can specify the name of your model, gender predictor, in my case predictor dot pkl. Try running it. Perfect. After that, you can use this loader model to predict a data, I mean a name data. So I will use a new name. New name equals uh, let's give my own name for now. Shibil. My name is Shibil. If you don't if you don't know me, my name is Shibil. Okay, and new name, we need to convert it into lowercase equals, and it should be in a one dimension. It should be in one dimension. So I'm giving it inside a string. Sorry, not a string, inside a list. Okay, one dimensional list. Okay, new name dot lower. It will lowercase the given name. As you can see, the S is capital, it will make it small letter. Okay, even if I make it Shibil, it will make all letters small letter, so the data set stay consistent and give more accuracy. After that, we can say, we can give predicted, create a new variable predicted gender equals, we can use our loaded model dot predict. As you can see, we can directly use predict now, instead we were using our pipeline to predict our data. Now we can use the loaded model to predict our data, and we can pass our new name and run it. Perfect, no errors. Now we can check whether the data is predicted data is male or female, I mean 0 or 1. So we can use predicted gender first item equals 0. If it's 0, we will print male, else print female. Now if I run this code, guess what, I'm a male. Oh fuck. Sorry, I think there's an issue with our model. Okay, that's an issue. What I try now? What happened? I don't know what happened. It's still giving a female. That's an issue. Maybe it's the issue that happened the first time when we converted our gender into zeros and ones. Let's do one thing. Let's run all the code again. Now let's try running it again. No, there is an issue. What happened here? What happened? What happened? It's supposed to work, but I'm not sure what's happening. Let's do some debugging now. Let me look into it. Maybe my name is not in dataset, or there will be no similar name like Shibil in the dataset. So let's do one thing. Let's give another name. Okay, let's see. Let's give something like Rohan. Okay, that's working. Rohan is working. Now let's try another name. I don't know. Okay, Samad. Okay, working. Pooja. It's a female name. Okay, it's working. It's female. Our data set is very small, because there is only around 200 something. Okay, 200, nearly 300 names. So you know that it's very small. You can contribute to the program, contribute by adding more names into the data set. I will provide the link in the GitHub. So if the data set is very long, it will get more understanding of how the male and female names works. There will be a pattern for right. There is a pattern, right. Most of the cases, female gender end with a okay, like Puja, or Y, Mary, etc. So but in the case of male letter, it will mostly end in D or L. Okay, so in order to understand that pattern, it will need more and more data. So that's why it gave an error when I gave my name there. So it's working on other names, so it will not work on all names. Our accuracy is 82% and our data set is very small, so we need to increase our data set, the data in our data set. Let's try another name here. Manoj, sorry, not Manoj, Manoj. Okay, it's working. And now let's give another female name. uh, I don't know what should I give. Let's say Fatima. Yeah, it's working. So it's working correctly, but our dataset it's still need improvements. So make sure to contribute to the dataset and give a pull request. I will check it and I will accept it. So we have completed our project and it's pretty nice, right? You can use this model now. You can download this model and you can use it offline if you want. You can just import install job library and you can use it offline. You can from your VS Code or any text editor that you use. And also you can use the same gender predictor.pkl file to create APIs, or create, you can use APIs and create mobile applications, fun mobile applications. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any doubts, make sure to ask me it in the comment section. Make sure to subscribe to this channel for more tutorials like this, and if you have any suggestions, also make sure to put it in the comment section. So okay guys, I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.